Hi everyone and welcome here to Force Sound. My name is Anton and I'm here with James Young from Aston Microphones. How you doing, James?
I'm good, man.
Good. We are here with a brand new Stealth.
Yes.
Yes. What is it? I know it's a microphone.
Good start.
And it's a new one as well.
It is. This is our first large format dynamic microphone. So it goes squarely into the same kind of market as the SM7B, the EVRE20, the Procaster. You know, there's a few out there, but this is a bit special.
Why is that?
Well, the first big difference is that it's got a Class A mic preamp built into it. So it's the only mic in the world that works in both passive and active modes, and it means you don't need to buy a separate gain lifting device like a cloud lifter, which will be
okay.
150 euros or so. So that's built into the microphone. So if you plug it in, it works as a normal dynamic microphone, and then if it auto detects phantom power. So if there's phantom power being fed to it, it will automatically boot up the mic pre and give you a little bit under 50. We say 40 dB to be safe, but it's a little bit under 50 dB of extra gain and all that headroom and lovely top end sparkle that you get from a really good preamp.
Okay.
Into the mic.
So you can actually basically have, because you have also different settings on it as well, because I saw this V1, V2, G and D.
Yes, absolutely. So that's the second big trick. So the mic pre's built into it. The voicings work in both passive and active mode. That's a clever thing. I'll tell you about that in a second. But yeah, basically we do we do all the development of our microphones with a panel of some of the top producers, engineers, and artists in the world. On Stealth, we had 92 people working on it.
Yeah, because you had the Aston 33, the Golden 33, and now there's 92.
Yeah, but instead of changing the name, we just, we're creating a legacy for ourselves. They're still called the Aston 33, even though there's 92 of them. So it's like Heinz 57 varieties. It's like 390 products. I don't know. But yeah, so when we did the final stage of the blind listening tests that we do with the panel to choose how the microphone's going to sound, because they design the sound of the microphone, not us. We do the technical bit, but they tell us how they want it to sound. We got back some interesting results. The first of which was that a completely different voicing for the microphone voicing, so if you like a completely different microphone, was chosen for male vocals and female vocals. Now that caused some controversy for us because people don't like labelling things male and female in terms of what you put on a microphone. But what happened in the tests was, no matter whether or not it was high pitch vocals or low pitch vocals, the panel unanimously in blind tests went for one microphone for male vocals, and it was the polar opposite of the mic they chose for female vocals, and vice versa. Wow. So the one that came top in the test for male vocals was bottom for female vocals. The one that came top for female vocals was bottom for male vocals. So we've labelled them V1 and V2, and of course we would always suggest that you listen to all of the different things that the mic will do to your voice or your playing, and try the different settings out.
Oh Lord, I don't mind the crying, the tears heals my soul. Oh Lord, I don't mind the crying, the tears heals my soul. Oh Lord, I don't mind the crying, the tears heals my soul. Oh Lord, I don't mind the crying, the tears heals my soul.
But those two vocal settings are on there ostensibly for that, although you could turn them to any instrument as well. The one that actually I think should have been really controversial was the guitar setting. So the panel had male and female vocals, and then we had acoustic guitar, electric guitar, and Spanish guitar. I certainly thought that you would have a different sound that people would want for Spanish classical guitar, and then distorted electric guitar cab, and a strummed acoustic guitar, and so on. But no. In blind tests, with all of the sample files jumbled around, the panel chose the same setting for every different kind of guitar sound. Now that's got to be something to do with the percussive nature of it and the kind of timbre. I mean, because it certainly isn't to do with the immediacy of the sound that you get. They sound very different to each other. But it's a really good setting to start with on any kind of guitar setup.
But you can use it for vocals as well. I mean,
well, you could do, but personally, I think it sounds bloody horrible on vocals. Guitars just no, really. I mean, we've got 3 settings on here that you could certainly use for vocals, and lots of other things as well. But the guitar setting is not one of them, really.
Right.
I mean, try it. You might have that weird kind of nylon string sounding oinky voice that needs it, but I doubt it. The other one is a dark setting, and this was something that we threw in there because we thought, well, we've got a dynamic mic that also performs sound-wise like a condenser when the mic pre's booted up, so why don't we put a ribbon mic sound in there as well? So you've got all 3 mics in one. So the dark one does sound very much like a vintage ribbon, and people, when we launched it at the NAMM show, people were absolutely loving it for voiceover, for rap, spoken word, that kind of stuff, really loving that. So, you know.
But also maybe for singing, if maybe.
Yeah, for soul singing, it sounded really cool because it kind of takes, it just kind of warms everything up. For guitar cab, of course, I mean, all the things you'd use a ribbon mic on, it sounds great on. So, but yeah, the name of the game with any microphone is plug it in and listen to it, see what it sounds like.
Yeah, if it sounds good, it's good.
Then, exactly so, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the second bit. The third bit is, I have to do this, right? So
Sure.
take that and shake it, and you'll be able to feel the internal shock mount working.
Oh yeah. I can feel the actual thing. Yeah.
I love seeing people's faces when they do that. So this is when mic manufacturers usually talk about internal shock mounts. It's normally something.
Not really a shock mount.
It's normally something pretty simple, like a little rubber thing that's holding the capsule or whatever. But in this case, it's actually a full suspension system inside there, and it's been done in a way that nobody's ever done before. So what we've done is then suspend the entire assembly in mid-air in the chassis of the microphone on 3 points of Zorbothane. So when you're shaking it, that you're feeling the inside of the mic moving around, but it won't hit the outside world. Now, because you don't need an external shock mount, we were able to do this little nifty thing.
What is that?
And all of the time we spent developing the audio and the mic pre and everything for this, and when we went to the NAMM show and launched it, when we showed them this, everybody went, wow! It's the fastest mounting system ever designed, I think. So basically you've got a little kind of what looks like a USB port on the bottom of the microphone. When you take the mic out of the box, this is already on your stand. Yeah. You want to mount it, you just do that and it's there, it's done, it's finished, it's mounted. You want to put it away again, it's done. so people like that. Now you couldn't do that if you didn't have a very good internal shock mount.
No,
have a go. It's great.
But how does it stick? Why does it stick?
Just jam it in there. It's a clip.
Yeah.
And then just
yank
it out. How easy is that, huh?
It's really simple.
Yeah, and the whole thing is on a kind of an angled nut as well, so you can. And it's got a braking system on it. So once it's on the stand, basically you don't even have to undo it. You just pull the mic into the position you want, and it stays there. The other thing that we can't do, I mean, we can't do now, but you'll be able to do on the tests that you do with the microphone, is show the directionality of it. Now this is what we call an end fire microphone. In other words, you sing or play into the end of it rather than the side, or even though it might look a bit like you could use the side, you can't. And we've managed to make a cardioid capsule incredibly directional. So the capsule itself is just a normal cardioid capsule, but the way that we've recessed it and the way that we've designed the chassis to go around it means that you get perfect acoustic performance from the front, but it cuts out nearly everything from the side to such a degree that you can actually set up 5 people playing, loud music in a room, and you'll get virtually no bleed between the instruments.
So, the different presets, how do you change them? Is it because normal mics have like small little knobs and levers and stuff?
Yeah, because this mic is going to be multi-application, you're going to be in situations where it would be feasible that you're in a live situation where you don't want to knock it and accidentally change from one voice to another, because they are very different. It's not subtle. It's like having 4 microphones in one.
Yeah.
So the first thing we did was recess the actual switch and make it a ring. And this is really steampunk, because this is a mechanical switch, right? We didn't talk about this. So this whole switching mechanism is mechanical. The voicings work in both passive and active mode. So it's not just when you've got power fed to it. Now the reason we were able to do that is because the mic preamp is one circuit board, and on the other circuit board you've got 4 discrete analog paths. And this twist switch ring goes onto a cog on the inside of the microphone, and the cog is affixed to a switch on the circuit board. So when you mechanically twist this, it's literally turning a series of cogs and switches on the inside of the microphone, and it clicks it through to another position on the circuit board. Now, to stop you being able to accidentally do that, we spent ages engineering this thing. If you try and grab hold of that mic and and you try and actually twist that middle ring with your fingers, it's damn near impossible.
Can't really.
Right?
So how the hell do it? Oh!
No, that's not it. No.
Shit.
So this is about a distribution of energy. I guess you call it pressure. That's the one. So if you pinch it at all, it's made of a different material from the rest of the microphone. It grips onto the inside. Grips onto the inside of the microphone, so you can't turn it. So if you hit it, it won't turn. But if you form a C shape with your fingers like that, and you wrap the whole of the C shape around that ring, then it turns really, really easily.
That's actually really cool.
And it's silly things like that. That put 4 months on the delivery time of this product. You know, people don't realise the lengths we go to engineer these things the way we do. I mean,
it's like a aspirin, but reverse. Like with aspirins, you have to. But
it's like a child lock. Exactly.
Exactly.
The less pressure you put on it, the easier it turns.
That is so cool. And just for kicks, what's the button at the end?
Well, so you've got when the mic pre comes on, you've got a row of purple LEDs, nice little bit of subtle Aston branding.
Yeah, so you can see that it's phantom power.
So but it's really just because it's cool. So because again, stealth. If you want it to disappear on a film set, you don't want purple lights on it. That button there just turns them off.
Okay.
So that's everything. So in summary, what you've got is a mic that's got a Class A built-in mic preamp, which saves you 150 euros at least. It's the only mic in the world that works both passive and active. It's got 4 voices which work in both active and passive modes.
So basically 8 modes.
Yeah, it's got an internal shock mount, which means you don't need a shock mount, which means you can use this fast mounting device, which is really, really quick and easy to use.
Good to go.
And you've got the super directionality, which means you can use it for both live and in the studio, or if you want to, for gaming, for streaming, for podcasts, for broadcasts, whatever you want to. It's a mic for all people, for all applications.
That is so cool. The Stealth, ladies and gentlemen, from Aston Mics. James, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
See you.